We have 4 group stages, 8 head-to-head matchup, 16 killer games, and then we are done with the group stages, and we are through to the round of 16. We've still got to fill these 4 cells and these 4 cells. That's what we're going to do. Starting with Group E. Demo is through. Happy days. Happy days for the Demogorgon fans. Demogorgon is in the round of 16. We don't know whether Demogorgon is winner of Group E or whether Demogorgon will go through as runner-up, but Demogorgon is in the round of 16. That's a shock. We'll start with Demogorgon versus Hag. There we go. That's a fun little thing to discover. Demogorgon. Forgotten Ruins. Not a great map for Demo, but does have the portals to try and counter the upstairs, downstairs nature of it all. Excuse me, the coffee. The coffee is finding its way through the system. Okay, no one on this gen. Good portal situation for Demo right here. Demo, who has had some very happy news this morning. Demo is through to the round of 16, regardless of how this game goes. Demogorgon will be in the playoffs. Gotta be happy about that. Could this be the Demogorgon year? Certainly been putting forward some very, very strong displays. Heads back upstairs. Is there a chance that Shaq's moving over there? Yep. Shaq is moving just a little bit. The visual upgrade they had on the gens. As someone falls into the basement. The visual upgrade on the gens there, the lights beneath the pistons, just make it that bit easier on a map like this to see from a distance if the gen's moving. That was great work. Unfortunately, you've lost a Sable. You found another one, but this is the healthy Sable, who isn't as important. Demo's going to head back. Demo's going to head back. The Sable who is hiding in the basement could be a far better option here. Okay, probably a good call from Demo. Has them in the periphery. There's the shred. There's the dying state. Unfortunately, a gem pops. Demo gonna look for pain res here and will get it. Heading back to Shaq, making sure that's the one that was regressing. That might have been the one that got hit by pain res. Tough to see. Surprising to see it moving that much. Shred. Get them away from the pallet. Just going to go in one. It's better for Demo to get the shred hit there because of the recovery, but you don't want to put it in jeopardy. Sable gets back to the pallet. Ooh, not enough on that shred there. Turn the corner. Sable does not take a hit. State, and there's Surge on the gen over there as a second gen pops, unfortunately. Bit of a slow start this for Demo. The confusion around Shaq, surely a part of it. Sable looking for a Sabo. We'll get it. But it will be a dying state, and there's a non-zero chance that Demo's still able to get over here. It'll be really close. Oh, had the prompt. Had the prompt for the barest amount of time. Sable doesn't throw pallet, and that will still be a dying state. As you've got Michaela over here. Don't want to give up a pallet save if you can help it as they vault. And there's V. Well, I mean, at the moment, no reason really for Demo to be doing anything other than probably taking the hooks. Got the entire game in front of him here. As Michaela's going to go in for the pickup. How far along is Sable in the recovery? Ooh, as they don't get it. They don't get it. Wow. Should be blocking the pallet from this side, so I think it will be another hook here. What a turnaround for Demo. A bit of a mishandled effort here, maybe trying to do too much to survivors. Gives Demo a couple. of hooks. It goes after V. Drops a pallet. Quick shred. These add-ons, so good for demo. The shred hit recovery, the shed pallet recovery. There you go. Not quite able to find their way back to the pallet. Going for the blind. They'll get it. Heads up play from Michaela, no doubt about it. It's V fleeing the scene. If you demo, you're hoping, at the very least, that you've done enough with Surge and with Pain Res to keep the gens stalled out. Looking much better than it did just a few minutes ago. Alright, so Shaq has been moving a fair bit, progressing now. Sable brings the pallet down, points. Bit of a freebie, felt like a pallet that didn't have to go, but Sable wanted to point, and more power to them. Picking out the shred. Could be the M1 here. Not quite. So they do Volt. Demo keeping him on that side. Good play from Demo. Decent shred at close quarters. And Sable not really able to go anywhere with that. This the earliest Dead Hard of all time. Sable, God rest their soul. Not a good showing for her here. Other Sable injured. And doing something. Or whatever they're doing, best known to themselves. Sable down in the basement. Here. The injured party, the injured Sable, somewhere around here. Would have been great to have got that dying state too. No matter. Getting downstairs is Demo. Still a game to be played here, of course. These gens you want to keep on side. Unhook in the basement. Demo. Where's he gone? Where's he gone? The arrow just blinked out of existence. And it is both Sables here. Big opportunity now. Okay. Could be DS perhaps. There you go, it makes a lot of sense. He used it aggressively. Demo doesn't really care who he goes after, just needs an injured party. And either Sable here now on Death Hook. Does that be a drop? They do Volt. They shouldn't be able to get back around, got caught on the wall. Ooh, hang on, that really easily could have been dead hard there, so maybe got a bit lucky, did Demo. That'll be a 3 survivor game. Surge upstairs, Surge downstairs, very important. Is Sable going to try and commit? They're not going to be able to. Sable body blocking Michaela in the doorway. You can't really call this a Sable legacy game. Some mean-spirited people will be saying typical Sable game. I obviously could not comment. It will be another dying state. And then all of a sudden, a 2 survivor situation. That's this gen. Trying to remember which gen it was that got hit by Surge. It was certainly a downstairs gen, so they are trying to spread the field and this gen's moving. Okay. Oh, and they get it. They get it, fair enough. Shred there, gets back into the chase that bit faster. Good pallets done. They'll be looking for the portal. Do they make it? They do not. Ooh, but the gen does pop up there. Hello. Demo maybe has time for the hook. Oh, definitely has time for the hook. It's no way out. Of course. Needs to get upstairs as soon as possible. Find Michaela. That's a shame. That's a shame. Michaela just getting away. Oh, hang on. Hold that thought. Scratch marks here. Oh, one was presuming that Michaela would move down for the unhook. It doesn't look like they actually have. Never mind, there they are. Injury there. They'll be looking for the unhook. They'll get it. Fine, stay there. Then they're going to take the hook and try and get on V as soon as possible. Not lose track of where they've gone. And the scratch marks pass. And they went back down? Hold on, hold on, hold on. Did they even go through the portal to begin with? That's incredibly confusing. Scratch marks there, which just pass. Okay, well, Demo has to rely on the gate patrol again. It's a damn shame. Didn't want to be in this position. Oh, my lord in heaven. They've done it. They've somehow done it. I don't know how they did that. And that will be a 9-hook game for Demogorgon. As it's Hag in the World Cup. Cold wind. Big totem build she's been running. It hasn't really worked out for her. What an appalling totem spawn this is. Lots of angles of attack there. Right, it's going to be the most heavily guarded totem in all of history. Like the crown jewels encased in an alarmed, you know, glass cabinet. Much better totem up here. Well, we say that. Bit of a rubbish lack of options for putting the totem down. Okay, so 9 hook total that Demo posted. Very beatable here. Oh. Well, that's a damn shame. That is a damn shame. Not quite able to head over there and pressure the totem in a way that she would have liked. Pre-drop. That'll be a dying state. The Sable's not doing well so far in these matchups. But they have helped the team with that totem cleanse. At the very least, it seems like that was undying. Put a couple of totems around the hook and then move on. Sedako did trigger the totem, but gets hit. But doesn't get hit, sorry, gets around to the pallet. As what happened there? Another totem's been cleansed. Understood. Can't really take that chase. You're too slow to take that chase. Taking to flee the scene, okay. Another trap down. Rick. Alright, don't give me that hangdog expression. You chose this path. You chose this path, I didn't do this. And Hag will take another hook. And that may well be Devour Hope gone. It is Devour Hope gone. That's very tough. Didn't even see where that totem was. Wasn't able to put any protection on it whatsoever. Okay. Trap still on the totem upstairs. This one here. trap triggered over there. Any chance of the teleport? Not quite. You see Hanato back there as well. Opportunity here for another dying state, maybe? Maybe not. Gonna head back. If you're gonna get the winner's hag so often, you get it by snowballing hooks, denying unhooks, trading on hook. Unfortunately, not quite able to there. They just had a tile nearby. And this is why hag has not really been a force in this World Cup. Become too embroiled in these sorts of overlong chases, not really getting the trap value she would otherwise need. Even with Bloodlust, doesn't get hits like that. Hanato knows. Hanato understands. You gotta get away. There's something to be said for this game. It's the Ruin is still in play. Quite frankly, the less time we can spend looking at Hanato, the happier I think we'll all be. Injured party. Nice stay there. Good stuff. Needs to start setting up some of these tiles with traps a bit more regularly. There's a trap up there, and they're going to get the totem upstairs as well. Good loops, solid gem progress, and just denying every single totem under the sun here. Really does feel like one of those games, unfortunately. And now the only totem left is Thrill of the Hunt. Deary, deary me. At the very least, you can take chase with Rick. There's Sable going for the unhook. Okay, so you've got 3 people all around Shack. Thank you, Sable. Here's the thing. They might have still had endurance. But in vaulting there, Sable's given away the grab. That's not true, actually. They would have kept their endurance. But nonetheless, Sable gifting Hag with a dying state plus Shack pallet. Very much appreciated. Thank you, Sable. Again, especially with how this game's gone so far, you need to make sure those traps are on the hook. Here's Jen. Nazi taking chase. There's Rick. Alright. Happy to teleport in that situation. They need to find a way of getting this on hook. And that involves Hanato doing something other than the silliness that he's been doing so far. And it will be a trade. These are all valuable hooks for the Hag. Brings her total to 5. Guard the hook with all your worth. And away she goes. Alright. Well, it has to be said, they're finding difficulty in actually going for the save here. This is helping to bring the game back somewhat. As Sable, standing, staring at the gen. Could have popped it, chooses not to. This Sable is almost single-handedly bringing the Hag back into this game. As there's the unhook. Can you get the teleport? How close do you have to get for the teleport? Not quite going to make it happen. Damn shame. The Dried Cicada add-on can only do so much. There's a chance it was Yui who went for the unhook. Right, well, no way are we taking a chase with Hanato in Shack. Keep on Rick here. Get yourself an endgame hook, I think is the plan for Hag. Does Rick find a pallet? Yeah, but won't vault it. Could be dead hard. No. That's another hook. Takes a total to 6. Not the best hook position here. A bit too close to the gate. As there does finally go through the hunt. Sedako, there's Sable. Very likely that Sable simply makes a beeline for the gate here. Moving over there. Ah, it would have been great if you could have disrupted the unhook. Okay. No matter. You keep Hanato on this tile. They're going to flee it, but this is keeping them very nicely far from either gate. Rick is plot twisting right now, just not a lot that Hack can do with that at the moment. That's Styptic. 4, 3, 2. Okay. Did well to cancel that. Not a great game from the Hag, but she's no one's fool. When Hanato goes behind a hay bale with a medkit, you hear her, shh, and then they emerge. Sans medkit, you know that they're on maneuvers. Well countered. So that'll be the 7 hooks. Team fully healed. Hook there. What Hanato might do on hook is just give up. Try and give the team the 3E. There's an injury there. Rick moving in around the left-hand side. Sable is adjacent to the action. Ooh. That's unfortunate, but you're so far away that you still feel pretty good about this. Them going in this direction is surprising. Although that may allow for a body block. And Hack just so slow is the issue. Yeah, well played. Well played by the team. Damn shame. On Sable. One last sandbag for the road. GG. GG. So that'll be 7 hooks. Just not enough. Demo finishes the campaign with a win. And that means that we can populate another cell in the round of 16. Demo is the winner of Group E. What a surprise. Now, this is a big matchup. Clown versus Artist. Winner takes it all. If it's a tie, Artist is through. We start with Clown. Okay, massive matchup here. Clown needs a win. Artist could squeak through with a tie. For Clown, it's 3 points. Or say goodbye to your 2025 World Cup dreams. As there was a survivor here. Good opening injury, nice and early. As they run through the pallet. Can't be going through too many pallets against this customer. Nice, just got the panic vault. And that will be a reasonably quick opening hook. Bit of gem movement here. And in fact, there goes Claudette. So, the next chase is on. Just hold here. Get the reload. Vault, and they're going around the other side. Okay. Get the speed there. Get the slowness there. They get caught on the hook too. This might force the pallet burn. It does. Okay, good stuff from Clown. Good stuff from Clown. Honestly, it wasn't a great shack situation completely on the opposing side, but found a way to make him burn pallet. He'll burn another one there. And there is... Oh my god, they've given up on hook. Already most of the way through second stage. That could be an incredibly lucky break here for the Clown. As they just keep on running, fair enough. Injury there, good lord. They might be about to die on hook here. They are going to die on hook. Oh my word. And the board will be taking a view on this one. Seeing if the game will be rendered null and void. They'll be considering. In the meantime, Clown got to keep on playing, keep on enjoying this incredible game state. There is no pallet, by the way, that Claudette will not burn. Ooh. Good decision to vault there. Staying on the tile. Reloading his clown. So goes to Jen. I'm hearing back from the board, by the way. The game will play on. It will not be rendered null and void in the view of the board. Clown got the hook. The fact that they gave up immediately is neither here nor there. It's all part of the game. So the game will be played out. And Clown enjoying a chase with someone who is, to whom pallet preservation is a mystical foreign concept. And there's your dying state. What an absurd chase. On the team comms. Hey guys, I'm looping the killer up a storm here. Anyway, don't go to this area, this area, this area, this area, that area, or that area. I burnt the pallet. Blimey. Okay, pop goes Weasel here. Gem movement over there. Speed bottle out there. Injury for Sable, who does get the haste, but so does Clown. Speed bottle right there. Oh, but the pallet's gone. The team now reckoning with what Claudette has done. Hello. Off the record, right? No. Deary me. This is turning into something of a farce, and it's a farce that the artist can scarcely allow here. They need to deny this clown a victory. It's the best Death Hard of all time, and there's been some stiff competition today. Good stuff, good stuff. Maybe back to YouTube. A few more guides to be watched for sure. No disrespect. Or whatever. Let's go over here. I mean, what are we even doing? Injury there. MMR, it's a fickle thing, and it appears to have swung heavily in the favour of Clown on this one. And this should be a dying state. It will be just very close. Big eruption here on the Gen. Well, looking ahead to a likely hatch situation here, and it is a hatch that Clown will absolutely have to deny. Reload on the way back to the speed bottle. That Gen's still regressing. The unhook over here. They did heal beneath the hook. Have they been able to flee the scene? Not sure about that. Honestly, not sure about that. How's this Gen? It's not moving. Okay. Okay. They did get away. Fair play to them. They get there for the unhook. I'm going to go and put some pressure on. There they are. There's an injured party. Claudette around here somewhere. I don't know what's on their mind at this point. Literally anything is on the table. Desperately searching for another pallet to burn. Well done. Don't you shake your head at me, you burnt it. This is all you're doing. Oh, there's another pallet for you. I do know how comfortable you are in these kind of situations. Good stuff, Claudette. Okay. And the DC makes a lot of sense there. No frontiers left to cross, no pallets left to burn. Dying state, death hook, 2 survivor games. Sable gets a gen. This one over here. No. Which one? One over there, maybe. I'd like to put the question out there. What are the odds of some kind of haha, looped you so much comment in the post-game chat? I get the energy that that is very likely. I don't know why. Injury on Sable. quite able to get the quick vault due to the slowness bottle. Good dying state there. And this gives Clown plenty of time to find Claudette somewhere out there. Injured party. Do you know what? Nowhere to hide here. Aura reading. Get as far into the middle of the map as possible. And... ooh, no auras, unfortunately. Okay. So, gotta head to Shack. Deny the hatch as a first port of call. And then gate patrol. It is currently 11 hooks. When a win is required, and when you're up against the artist, you feel like anything short of 12 hooks simply won't do. It's adrenaline. It's adrenaline, which is a risk that you carry when you shut hatch like that. Still the right play. Oh, it says Claudette. What a lucky find for Clown. Popping the slowness bottle on the corner. Doesn't quite connect. Through the window. Good stuff. Just vaulting after them there. Bamboozle. There's the injury. It's all over. I think that might have been a DC as well, you know. That felt like they DC'd before they actually entered the dying state. There does appear to be no shortage of salt in this lobby. So, Clown did what he needed to do, 12 hook stages. The situation now that presents itself. If Artist gets a 4K, she is through. A tie benefits Artist, who is currently on 6 points. If Artist gets anything less than a 4K, she's eliminated, and Clown is through. Big, big matchup here. No chat, fair enough. GG. Well, Artist, one of the most high-pressure games of the tournament so far. 4K or go home, and it's Nostromo. Not a bad map. Not ideal, but not a bad map. Sends out a couple of crows. Warning shots at 2 of the gens there. There he is. An opening chase. Oh, crow doesn't connect. That's a damn shame. Oh, doesn't quite get the injury. Okay. Need to be really, really choosy with what sorts of chases you take here. As there is Gen moving over there. Sending a crow. Which doesn't connect. Okay, so they blow a skill check and then they get off the gen, anticipating maybe that the artist will be sending a crow out there. Discordance on that gen. Does that even connect? Oh, it doesn't. See, and this is why this map maybe isn't as great for Artist as you maybe hope. Any chance that I can get up the ramp? Keep on sending them, because one person has fled the scene. They've both fled the scene, okay. Heading over here. As there is... Yui. Oh! Oh, and the crow gets dispersed. Wow. Look for the injury there. Don't get it. You get an M1 here. You need that opening pain res. Oh, and you're going to get it. Nice. Good play from the artist. Circumventing them nicely. Now, where are your pain res hooks? How are the spawns here? They are honestly not bad. This is a godsend on the Nostromo. This middle pain res hook, very important. Lots of ways you can make this happen. That one over there, if there's a chase over that way. Oh. The timing just so unfortunate there. With that gem popping. As that Grim Embrace. Setting up one crow on that gen for as soon as it becomes unblocked. Give it a send. Good stuff. Oh, it hits the... No, it doesn't hit the... It doesn't hit the hook. It's Claudette over here, who goes into a locker. Why does Artist run Iron Maiden? Exactly for that situation. The lockers provide a good means of denying crows. If you run Iron Maiden, you get some exposed out of the value out of the situation. Opportunity here for some injuries? No, as they will get rid of their crows right there. Live is rough. You're thinking about how much longer you've got. exposed with Iron Maiden. Let's look at that, they dodge the crows on the Discordance Gen. This is a good counter artist team, it looks like. And the exposed surely has gone now. Injured party over there. Do you prioritize that if you're artist, or do you want to spread out the hooks? It already seems like there's an immense amount of gem pressure here. Maybe you would benefit. Maybe you would benefit from a 3 survivor situation. Coming back. At the moment, this looks like the only real pressure point, and the way they're playing it implies that very much is the case. Crow down here. Moving around. Injury here. Okay. And that keeps the team away from that. That's good. Put one crow on there just in case they do emerge down that ramp. Maybe wait 5 seconds or so and then send it. Okay. This is a very scary gen, so another crow just looking at it for now. This is what Artist can do, and what she has done so effectively over this tournament. Keeping gens under pressure from distance. That'll be Claudette getting live again. No, they don't quite have it. Okay, so another injury here. Maybe live there. Yeah, they just had it 99. Okay. And that was a good crow. Keeps them away from this tile. That doesn't connect, but the M1 does. Looking for another pain res. Looking for it as soon as possible. Ugh, just that bit of distance might be the time in which they do commit to the gen and get it. It would be ruinous if they pop a gen now. Okay, they don't. Absolutely massive play for Artist there. Pain res so important, keeping presumably that gen stalled. V gets back on it. Flees the scene. Just one crow might be enough. Send it. Oh, doesn't quite connect. Because they got in a locker. There's the unhook over here. Could be a heal under the hook. Send the crow just in case. How Artist has kept so dominant is by not letting the survivors rest for even a moment. Plays like that. Possible dying states here. There it is! That's huge. That is huge. Absolutely happy to go after Meg here, because this is another pain res token. Plus, you don't know if there's any kind of decisive strike stuff going on for Claudette. Okay. As a generator does pop, it isn't that pressure point. That's that pressure point. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. At that stage, Artist making a call and saying, okay, I don't want pain res. I don't want pain res now. I want to save it for later. Which makes a lot of sense to me. Claudette does get picked up, unfortunately. Do you know what? There is actually a fair bit of movement there. Maybe that could have been worth a pain res hook. What a tough game this is. Leaps and bounds tougher than the game that Clown had. Just the hard luck of the FA Cup, of the World Cup, not the FA Cup. That's a different tournament and a different sport. But no less exciting. There's the unhook over here, sending out the crow. And it connects again on V over here. Just one crow and sent. Good dodge from V. And then repelling, and in repelling, they did not give up the M1. Damn shame. Stopping, staring. Got to keep these two gens under pressure. And V is not the chase that you want. V is the one chase you do not want here. You want an injured party. Although, Grim Embrace would be pretty good in a situation like this. Keep those two gens under check. And there is movement up there, but just not a lot you can do about it if you're Artist. Again, the multi-layered nature of this map. Oh, this V. Walks on through. Keeps on running. Good line taken from V. Doesn't want to become too embroiled in any of these tiles, and they've done well there. The Artists' World Cup slipping through their fingers right now. And V is finding a way to make them pay for every missed opportunity. Good run from them. Faking out the crow, looking for the M1. And gets the injury. Such a huge play from Artist. And you just never can counter out. You never can counter out. There's big gen movement here. A rare mistake from V. What on earth? Ooh. Each party blocking out the other there, it looks like. Could be a pallet save. Oh. maybe a bit greedy to pick up there, but just was hoping that the other survivor had fled the scene. As a gem pops, and there goes the last one. Are you kidding me? This is one of the most aggressive survivor teams I've ever seen, and what a horrible time to have run into them here as Artist. Not out of it as Artist, but, you know, things are looking damn grim. Things are looking damn grim. They've got another pallet here. And they don't even drop it, and then they'll flee the scene. You know what this fee's all about. The wrong team at the wrong time. Clown, it is a coronation. A coronation and nothing more for Clown. Okay, well, hold on just a second. Big, big, big crow value over on the gate. Can you get any injuries from that? All that's left is Meg. Well, hang on, another crew connects there. So Meg is exposed. As is Yui. Faceplants into the earth itself. Okay. Well, it's another hook here. Maybe an opportunity here to keep an eye on this gate panel. Nothing going on there. It is the immediate heal beneath the hook. Maybe keep an eye on the hook with the crows, but they go up the ramp. Okay, no luck. There are some lights. There are some lights on the gate panel. That connects. Into the M1. Into the crow. And one on the hook. Oh, they've done well to dodge that. That connects. And connects on hook. Well, well, well. And another contagious crow there. M1 here. Connects. All but V. Gotten rid of their crows. Yui's been crowed. Injury for V. Okay, gonna take the hook. The only thing keeping Artist afloat is the vague hope of altruism. The vague hope of people staying in the trial to protect their friends. It could be the case. One crow at the gate panel. Who knows? These need to connect. These need to connect if you're going to have a chance at all. It does. It's on Yui. Come on, come on, come on. Needs a dying state here. Oh, Yui gets healed somehow, so only gets re-injured. Gate panel there. Unhook over here. Okay, gotta head back. Gotta find a way to keep this team in the trial. As there are scratch marks. There's Claudette. Said Zarina, by the way. There's no Zarina, and there's no hope for the Artist. As the escapes mount up, and it is all over. What a tough way to exit a tournament. Going against, for my money, the strongest team we've seen all tournament long. Artist has lost. Clown has won. It is Demogorgon and Clown going through Artist in such a tough luck elimination situation. Clown there as the runner-up. So we have our first couple of confirmed round of 16 matchups. Nurse will play Clown. Demogorgon will play Trapper. We go now to Group F. And everyone still has a chance here. Like Group H, no one yet has been eliminated. Oni needs a win. And Billy needs a win. There you go. Simplicity itself. Either killer here, Oni or Billy, needs a win to stay relevant. Alright. Badum for Oni. 3 points needed, and even then, it is no guarantee of qualification. But it's a step in the right direction. Oni versus Billy, two strong competitors. We'll see who comes out on top. Not a great map here for Oni. Not a great map for anyone. Badum has been an issue for as long as I think I've been playing the game. Oh, scratch marks down here. You want the injury as soon as possible. It'll be a pre-drop here. Nope, taking a stun. And they will flee the scene. away they go. Aura reading there is intriguing. Gotta be object of obsession, right? That's a bit scary. Really do want to force out the pallet. Or the injury is even better. Marvellous. Rebecca just didn't quite have the line that they needed. Yui now. Could be another injury here. Close, close. A swing, but no connection. I'm reliably informed that it's Zanshin Tactics that's providing the aura reading. I would like to apologise to everyone. I did not know Zanshin Tactics provided survivor aura reading. I have thereby been cancelled. As they get around to the window again. Get some blood orbs here. Just a 1 injury as it stands. Could follow the blood orbs like a trail of breadcrumbs over to Rebecca. There they are. Getting the kick. Nowhere to hide out there. Aura reading. Magnificent as they go to the periphery. You don't want to take a chase around house. You do want to take a chase around this pallet. Force some drop. Move around the short side. Very good. Okay, so 2 chance pop is really rough. But Dying State here at least. Opportunity here to get the hook. Get the power. And get some efficacy out there. Because this has been a slow, slow start for Oni. So there goes V. Drops the pallet, immediately countered by Oni. Got another pallet here, do they drop it? Yep, okay, well. Shades of the previous Crotus Pren game here, dropping every pallet under the sun. Oni very happy to take them up on this offer. As they vault, that's not a pallet. And now enter the Dying State. Great chase. Honestly, you burnt 3 pallets for very little time investment. Still get the hook. Got a little bit of the Blood Fury still in play here. Be able to get most, if not all, of the power back. And there we go. Okay. Demon Dash out there. Rebecca up ahead. Gets the window. Drops the pallet. There's that Zanshin aura reading. They'll go window. So they get around. Oh, well played, well played. The only counter there was to go for the window, and they found it. They found a way to make the play work. Gonna get the kick out there. Pop goes a weasel with nowhere to hide. Rebecca playing it very riskily there. That stings. That stings if you're Oni for sure. Should be a Dying State here. There it is. Says Yuri, who was looking for the save. Dramaturgy. Ah, it's not exposed. Alas. Will be an injury. Every little helps when it comes to the Blood Orb economy. Gonna go for the pickup now. Hook there. Not too much movement there. Pop goes a weasel, still doing its job. As there goes, presumably... V, that's a great hit. Didn't feel too confident about getting that one. The distance from which they were lunging, but connects. Is a plot twist somewhere out there for Yuri, but nothing. Nothing that Oni can do. Where's the chase? Where's the person who got the unhook? Going after Rebecca here, which isn't the worst idea. Really isn't the worst idea. Certainly makes it a 3-survivor game that could be very good. However, there might be a slightly easier chase this way. There we go, that's V. And that's a much quicker Dying State than you would have got with Rebecca, who had the school ahead of them, the school building. Okay, so finding a rhythm now is Oni. Is it too little too late? Is the only question. Billy, not infallible, but on his day can put a good performance forward. One thing on the Oni side is the 3-gen. Very, very tight-knit 3-gen. Very patrollable. Says he on hook. And feels tough to see any option other than going after the injured party here. And that'll be a death hook as long as it's not DS. It isn't DS. Okay. A bold move. A dying state. And no hope at all of countering this hook. What a turnaround for the Oni here. Absolutely massive plays. Focused aggro on 2 parties. Made it a 3-survivor game. To stem the tide of the gens. Gets another hook here. And again, still has this 3-gen to fall back on. Really, really good turnaround here. And remember as well, Billy fans will be hoping that the survivors bring this back, because if Oni gets a 4K, one thing we can say for sure is that Billy is eliminated. A draw would be all that Billy can get, and a draw would not get it done. So Billy hoping for a bit of a fight back from the survivors, or a hatch situation. Here goes Yuri. They do not burn the pallet, and they do not go for the window. Risky, but it works out for them. Okay, but that was not the move that they needed. It's deliverance for Yuri over there. Injured party. Ran right past. All the way to the house. Staying downstairs? No, they vault that window, presumably. What on earth is going on here? Okay, Oni's found them. They're fueled up. Okay, so possibly some clean break stuff going on, which is why they were so confident in taking the chase. Injury there. And not quite able to make the way over to the pallet. So, just trading through hooks with regularity now is Oni. Looking like an unstoppable kind of juggernaut at this point. And the survivors just giving up these really easy chase situations. So much of how and when our killers have struggled has been because they've not been able to find survivors. The survivors in this game freely giving away intel. And you really can't do that to a killer like Oni, who can close down the gap so proficiently. Can this mind game get them? No, credit to them. They countered that well. Keep on moving. They did go upstairs. They did go upstairs. Okay, Oni just gonna break the door down. Honestly, a good chase from them. But again, can't move for intel. The survivor's playing so aggressively, so blasé, running all over the place here. And that'll be a 2-survivor situation. And now it really does look like the only hope. The only hope for Billy is a hatch situation. Another chase of Yuri. They found success in the building before, so why not go right back there? There goes a gen. Well, hold on. Maybe it isn't over yet for Billy. Rebecca pops a gen. Yuri has the school building. Has that last stand vault, which is why you're seeing a slightly different vault animation there. Well, the Matt Badham is, eh? Brilliant. Says the power. They'll run through. Good stun. There is that stand. A fun play, a memey play. And, for now, a successful play. Oh. Had the dying state hit there, but got vacuumed into the pallet. No matter. There's a dying state. So, hook over here. All eyes on Rebecca, who has broken up the 3-gen scratch marks on the left-hand side of the hook. They are somewhere around here. Oh, they were right by the hook. They got the unhook. Oh, ho, 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 ho. That was an opportunity for Oni to seal the deal right there. Credit to Rebecca. They make a stealthy play to get the unhook. Oni would have loved to have gone after Rebecca. No real option other than to go after the injured party. Presumably DS. Makes a lot of sense. Someone gets into a locker slowly, they're baiting out the grab. And in fairness to Yui, it's a good usage. If you don't use it soon, it'll be endgame and then there's no chance at all. Oh, great. Great restraint on the pallet there. For my money, this will be a drop. As there goes to Jen. Oh, could you imagine adrenaline in that situation? It's got to be a vault. Well played. Well played. And now Oni needs to get his skates on. Because the Jen pops and Rebecca will be on that gate. Sooner than you know. Vault there. Unbelievable from Yui. The game is slipping away from Oni. He might have to pivot. He is going to pivot. Oh, he's not quite got enough for the power. Going to the gate. But the gate's open. Wow. One chase in endgame. And Oni's out of there. Gets a dying state there. Is there any chance that Rebecca is around looking for a save? Oh, where could Rebecca be? Where could Rebecca be? Because this is so important for Oni. Oh, if you get this dying state, you slammed shut the door on Billy. Rebecca right there. Oh, my lord. A huge misplay in the gates, and if Oni can find 2 hooks, he has got the 12 hook stage game, and Billy is eliminated and gives himself every chance of qualifying. Tenacity for Rebecca could be ruinous here. It won't be anything like that. And if he doesn't have a hook, he can Mori. But he has a hook over here. My lord, what a misplay in the end game there. A misplay on the exit gate. And Oni has got the 4K. Billy is eliminated. All that Billy can do is also get a 4K and spoil Oni's campaign and make sure neither killer goes through. What an end game. Billy on Fallen Refuge. Good map for Billy. Quite small, quite open. Gonna head to Survivor moving the gen. Unfortunately, no avenue. Whoa, hold on. Okay, didn't anticipate that David was on that side, apparently. Takes the M1. Could have been even more. Dave goes for the window. Might fear bamboozle, might stay away from the tile. Okay, he's trying to elicit the mistake, the vault. And that'll be pallet burn. Going into the Blight. Oof, just gets it. Oh, and so close to countering the medium vault. What a shame. Tough to hold this for Dave. Oof. Not burning the pallet is rather bold. Apparently they know what they're doing. And they have the pallet now. They have all the power. There you go. There's the dying state. Tinkerer over there. Trying to stop Tinkerer here. Gonna briefly slug. Just to check out what's going on here. Oof. No one around. Okay. Getting the kick. It's been very bold from Billy, by the way, this build. No gem regression to speak of. There's the recovery. Yep. Been punished for even the most brief of slugs. And David. Not going to have the same efficacy on that tile on the second time of asking. Looking for the hook. And Billy gets it. Claudette running interference here. Will not be taking a hit. Right, as Billy's right back to that gem. It was moving earlier, and it does complete, and they don't go that way. What a shame. Tough start this for Billy. Good team, it looks like. Oh, good dying state there, though. Billy can do a lot of good work around those double power situations if the survivors don't drop in a timely fashion. Set a hook into barbecue. And that's an unbelievably fast heal off the hook. Possibly resurgence there. Fake out the rev for the M1. He gets it. Claudette flees the scene. Heads to Shack. That gen's still aggressing. That's huge. Unhook to the right. Gonna pivot that way. Oh, good play from the team. Wise to what Billy wanted. M1 there. As Dave flees the tile. Good stuff from Dave. Tried to swing back around the wall. Not quite able to do so. Ooh. There you go. Good stuff. Tinkerer popped at just the right moment then, so David unable to diagnose the red stain and which way Billy was going. Tinkerer over here. And it will be this middle gem. Oh, and they're going to commit, and they're going to get it, and they're going to get the pallet. Although not until they get the M1. The tea bags from Morella. Intriguing. Drop there. Tinkerer up ahead. Ooh, swing and a miss. Really want this dying state before that gem pops. They drop the pallet and they don't vault. No hooks is, no dead hard. Dying state there. As that gen has Tinkerer. That gem way too far along. Billy been punished with the slug once already. Not going to be punished again as they get the save. Didn't see that coming. You get Dave out of there. You get the Tinkerer pop over there. Only one survivor remaining, and they just so happen to be a survivor in position for the save. Unfortunate game this for Billy. Things are looking very, very good for Oni. Gentle not going to do too much there. Just got to take this chase M1 style. They don't burn the. They don't vault. They will have to burn Shack pallet there. Just hold, then vault, and good play there. Good place. That will be an M1. Just closer than you would have liked. Oof. And they go for the save again. A free hit there on a death hook survivor is no bad thing at all. So, a real plan of action for after this hook for Billy, going after Dave. Although, healing party here could be a big opportunity. Oh, and they just diagnose the direction that Billy's going. Fake out the rev here, looking for the M1. Gets it. Oh, and they drop the pallet. Save the best for last, and you're done. But unfortunately, no such perk for Billy. Should be an M1 here. It will be really close. Got to be a drop, right? Well played from Claudette. And they know exactly what they need to do. Never mind, they have no clue. Dying state there. Is there another torch save on the cards? There is not. There is not. So Billy fighting back in the endgame here. Looking for more barbecue and chili value. Gets it in a big way. Big heals going on, unfortunately. Oh. Very, very close. Nia tries to flee the scene. No crew drop there. Should be the M1. It'll be close. Billy gets it. Pallet's gone, of course. So vaulting through here. Good line taken. Tough to see how they get away here. They're going to have a rough line to the window. They're going to fake out the window. Could be dead hard. Nope. And an opportunity to counter the torch save by looking directly at this wall. So, second hook for Nia Carlson. And the survivor's stuck now in a little bit of a unhook and heal cycle. They have now fully reset, but Billy has clawed back some tempo here for sure. Able to put more pressure on this gen. Big movement. On Dave here. Arella will go for the unhook. That's completely fine. You don't want Dave sticking the gen while you go off there. So get that regressing. Then have a look at the hook. There's the unhook. Just going around the corner, hides in the red stain. Arella not fooled. Keeps on moving. Should be a pallet drop here. There it is. Enduring. They'll be on their way. Now, if you're Billy, probably want to keep more pressure on that gen. All the while, there could be another gen moving. Okay, do you know what? Seeing Nia Carlson on that gen is absolutely huge. You know there's no doubt. You know there's no decisive strike here. There could be dead hard. Fake the pickup, move around. You know Dave wants his save. You can get 2 dying states right here, right now. There it is. Okay. Decent enough play on the locker. Could have been head on, perhaps. Is they going to go for the recovery there? They might get it, is the thing. M1 injury. Someone will go into the dying state. It'll be Arella. Nia Carlson flees the scene, but Billy gets his hook one way or another. Ooh-wee. Well countered. A really tough situation. Oh, big gem movement here. Nia Carlson's committing. Nia was here as well. They're going to get the unhook. There it is. Should be a dying state here. Should be death hook. Arella taking a body block. Not for long enough. There's a dying state. Fake out the pickup. You know that they want the pallet save. Endurance hit there. They're going to go for the pickup. Very bold. This will be a 2-survivor game, assuming no Sabo, and there will be no Sabo call coming. Barbecue and Chili. Claudette on the middle gen. Still need to keep the gens in play here. Can't rest on your laurels. Forces them away with the chainsaw. Big, big call here. That's diptych. No, it isn't. It's 99. Okay, injury there. Clearly a resilience gamer. All the while, Arella could go back on that middle gen. So this game's still not over. Fought valiantly has Billy. Oh, it wasn't a bad move around the tree on the right-hand side. All that countering it ably. Moving away from the tile. All the way to another pallet. All the while, Arella could be moving that gen. Breaking the pallet. Keeping on moving up ahead. No pallet here. There is a window, however. Hold, hold, hold. Come back. Nice. Needed a mistake, and a mistake is what Billy gets. Is it in a timely enough fashion to keep pressure on this gen? Do you get any aura reading? You do. On this gen, right? Are we mistaken, or is Arella Rose moving this gen over here? Yes! And just like that, it could be all over. Faking out the window. Presumptive dead hard. GG. And with that, Billy has successfully played spoiler. And Oni's heroics in the endgame are for naught. Both killers are eliminated. GG. What a game. What a set of games. Billy ends with a 4K. Means that they have a 4-draw campaign. 46 the hook total. Very unfortunate for Billy there. Oni, the first draw of his campaign. Let's sort that table. So, it means the situation is very simple. No, relatively simple. Relatively simple. Entering this second matchup. If Cenobite gets the draw or the win, Cenobite is through in second place. So we'll just re-highlight these. If Slinger gets the win, let's have a look at the seeding here. Where's Slinger? Slinger's there. Cenobite is there. Okay, cool. So Slinger has the seeding advantage. If Slinger gets the win, and accrues 7 more hook stages than Cenobite in the process, Slinger is through. That's the only situation. So Slinger needs not just a victory, but a dominant hook victory here, if they're getting through to the round of 16. Slinger, Glenvale, home field advantage for him. He has a theoretical chance at the playoffs. He's not eliminated yet, but he needs an extraordinary sequence of events. He needs the victory, and he needs to do it by getting a total of 7 more hook stages than Cenobite. He needs a victory and a dominant one at that, so he's relying on a good game for himself and a dismal game for Cenobite. It could happen. We've seen stranger things happen. But it's going to be tough for him. Oh, and that's not the way you want to start. Oh, that, turning on a dime is Michaela there. Very, very good stuff. Gets to Shack with that, and that is pretty atrocious for Slinger. We ask this question every time the tournament rolls around. Which Slinger is going to show up? Because he has the skills. He does, but he's become something of a choke merchant, a bottle merchant. He can't quite get it done. When the pressure's on. Good shot there. So a lengthy initial part of the chase comes to a close. Oh, it was so close to a second hit almost immediately. Reloading here. No gem movement up in the gallows. They finally drop a pallet. Good stuff. Oh. And Slinger thought he had a chance there. May like you're not seeing the person behind the pallet, but of course you have. Injury there. Oh, and you were hoping that Felix went to the left. Don't know what they were doing or why they were there, but honestly, Slinger delighted to have a chance to move away from Michaela. Could be an opportunity for a dying state here. Not a timely dying state. Took way too long. Oh, that's a great little fake out from Felix. Slinger is being beaten all ends up here, and when the path to qualification is so narrow, this is not the start that you need. And that is not going to get it done. A shot sent into the wagon. Alright, finally gets a dying state, but after a lengthy bit of time and 2 gens are completed. Needs pain res. There is a theoretical chance of a pain res hook. It's a bit more distant than you'd like. Okay. Movement upstairs. Well played from Michaela. Could be an opportunity here still. They're not as safe as you might imagine. See? Now can you get them past the banister? No, not quite. You can get the deep wound out there. You can get Ash as well. Okay. Stocking up the injuries here, nothing wrong with it. Now, however, the question becomes, who gets the unhook? Because the only person who could is Sable. Is Sable around here? If you're Slinger, you might play this a little bit cautiously. Guard the hook. You know that both survivors up here are occupied. Where is Sable? Because I think now they realise what Slinger wants and how it could be slightly effective if they let him get away with it. Michaela's still upstairs. Should be able to get second hook stage out of this. It's a very conservative way to play the game. But it could pay dividends. So there's 200 parties now. Ash. And these shots just not connecting for Slinger. They've got the timing exactly right on these dodges. They know Slinger and how he's going to operate here. Second hook stage on the hook, however. And I think the team are not seeing what they want to be seeing from Sable, as he needs to get Ash around the block, and you do. Okay. Things have worked out pretty decently there for Slinger. You have to imagine that Sable has been moving a gen. If not, then the team has some very real questions. As Felix has issues with Michaela. Don't know what was going on there. Felix annoyed at the wrong people, I think. Felix annoyed that they weren't taken off the hook. But it really wasn't Michaela's fault. Good shot there. Dying state. Was Sable here? Hold on just a second. Yes. Oh my word. How did this happen? Slinger's got everyone in a dying state. From an absolutely rubbish start. Some acrimony in the chat. Felix annoyed at the wrong people. Felix going after Michaela there. And it means that as long as he can do his admin, get his hooks, Slinger's got a 4K. My. Ash right here, of course, who presumably wiggles off the shoulder. Maybe not, maybe not. Okay. Well then, where's Felix? Over here. GG's. It's a 4K, and I guess you've got to give Slinger the plaudits for playing the situation. Really rubbish opening, a couple of gens pop, overlong chases, but was banking on Sable not being able to make the play, make the save, and that's exactly what happened. Hawkins for Cenobite. So remember, 6 hooks, the total required. 6 hooks and Cenobite is through. It is an outside chance of qualification for Slinger, but we know how these games can go, and we know how these teams can be. Good start, however. Good opening injury. There's a box over there. Chance to deny that, maybe? Nope. Not with moves like that, you won't. Upstairs. They've gone for the wrong side. They missed where the window was. That's unbelievable. So that will be a relatively early opening hook. And putting to one side the gateway blunder. A very strong start for Cenobite. 1/6 of the way there. And there's Ace Visconti. Oops. Not good gateways. Maybe some cause for mild concern in the early running. These gateways are not to the standard that Cenobite has become accustomed. Immediate vault there. Balanced. No. Big opportunity here for Cenobite. Good gateway. Moving around. The purple add-on. And the dying state. Okay. Second.
What a waste of good suffering.
Ooh. That sounds more gravelly than usual. Ezeko's plaything. But it does mean that Cenobite can start to look ahead to Pentimento. Goodness. No, drop of the pallet, and there's an injury. Footsteps behind. Cenobite pivoting. Putting pressure on the unhook. Good gateway. And just not burning the pallet in time. Just checking over here. Making sure that Ace isn't going to go for the save. Oh, and it's a bit of a slug it's turned into. Wow. Cenobite wants to finish this thing right here, right now. Leave no doubt. Could have teleported there if he wanted to be extra nasty with it, but doesn't. Takes the hook. Halfway there. 3 hooks, and things are looking beyond dire now for the Death Slinger. As there's Soul Guard, or possibly something else. We can live forever, possibly. Slug has been somewhat punished. Great gateway. Oh, got a bit unlucky with how many chains actually connected, but still. Gets the injury. Oh, and maybe a bit lucky with the dying state there, to be honest. Everything going the way of the Cenobite right now. So this will be the 4th hook. There's a non-zero chance as well that Ace may well be left on hook all the way through. Not a lot of time left. Cenobite going back, presumably to get Pentimento out there. It's an unhook, but it's an unhook for V. Anyone there for Ace? There's V again. There's the endurance hit, and there's the unhook for Ace. Okay. Well, what a display it's been. Ooh, and they just get the heal. Yennefer. Up ahead, that'll be the next chase for Cenobite. Good move there. No chance of dead hard, no hooks yet. Injury, they were maybe looking for the people. And now, in the dying state are the 2 hooks that Cenobite requires for the playoffs. If they find a hook right here, they're through to the round of 16. Ooh. Ace trying to go for a save, won't. Slinger is eliminated. Cenobite is through. Well, that was quick. That was quick. Left no doubt there. The path was always narrow. The door opened just a crack for the Deathslinger. And Cenobite shut it immediately. What a game it is from Cenobite. Just absurdly oppressive right from the get-go. And now can kind of rest easy, save his strength. With how the gens are moving, or rather with how little the gens are moving. Feels like this one is over by the potential of a hatch escape. 3 survivors as we lose Ace Visconti. Oh dearie me. There's still this bug. There is a bug that shows constant box aura reading on a survivor. So there goes a totem there. That is so nasty. Okay, in an act of sportsmanship, Cenobite's going to stay away from that survivor. Try and go after someone else. That was easy. Well, there you go. Good karma. He's immediately rewarded for the good deed. As I always say, no good deed goes uncelebrated. Scratch marks here. They are passing quickly. This very much could be ghost notes. Wouldn't be surprised at all if this were ghost notes. Little moment of whimsy. Oh my god, they've still got that aura reading. This is genuinely one of the worst visual bugs I've ever seen. It's happened repeatedly. There's your dying state. That's kill switch level. It really is. There's a hook, and that will be the 4K. Over to the spreadsheet we go. It's a draw, so that means that Cenobite, with a perfect tournament so far in terms of hooks. Hold on, apologies. Thank you, thank you. There is a shift. We're changing things up. Cenobite is the winner of Group F. Goes up against the unknown. Houndmaster is runner-up. Will go up against Michael Myers. We're back. And we're heading to Group G, starting with Singularity versus Ghostface. Singularity doesn't technically have to win. They have a chance if they get a tie here. But for all intents and purposes, they've got to win. They've got to win if they've got a hope in hell. So here we go, Singularity versus Ghostface. Ghostface is eliminated. Ghostface can only play spoiler here. But you know they'll want to. Singularity, and we're going back to the Fallen Refuge. Not a bad map for Singularity. Good opportunity to get a good spread of biopods here. Survey damn near most of the map with some well-placed pods. Is there... Driver over here, that bipod won't quite do it. Okay. They're doing well to get away from Singularity there. The slipstream goes in. Teleport to break that pallet, why not? Teleport to break that pallet, why not? Oh, it doesn't actually break the pallet, but that's okay. Gets the job done. Invoke this one in the overclock mode. Very powerful ability there for Singularity. We'll be looking to use that as much as possible. They don't want to burn that pallet. Oh, in fact, they'll get around it again here. Okay, well, a good chase this from Fung. Singularity getting the teleports out there, but they're countering him well. Oh, swing and a miss. It won't matter. It shouldn't matter too much. There is the dying state, but the gen does pop. Going for the hook here.
Stop.
Oh, you're kidding. Not able to get the slipstream. Is able to get the slipstream there. Big gem movement to the right. So, Singularity. Going to get Pop Goes a Weasel out there. And then try and apply pressure. Over here. Looking to see where Michonne has gone. Looks like they're around this tile. And... God blimey. Taking a while to get anything going here. And that will not be a teleport. That will. They did not flee the tile. Okay, good play from them. They do flee the tile now. There's a teleport. Going all the way to the window. Should be an injury here. No, won't be. Tough one. There's fun with the EMP. Will be an injury. Bipod out there. Not prioritizing the biopod, not prioritizing the slipstream, of course, the EMP there. It will counter it immediately, so just taking the regular M1, getting the dying state. Maybe a bit of a slower opening for Singularity than they would have envisioned or would have liked. Trying to get back into this with some well-placed slipstreams, but not finding anyone. Oh, never mind. There's Leon. One straight into Shaq. Should be an injury before the window here. Surprising that they got to the pallet. Very surprising. The EMPs are countering him quite a lot. Okay, well, we get Pop Goes Weasel out there again on this gen. Very important gen to be regressing. Has a pretty decent coverage in terms of biopods, but not one looking at that indoors gen over there. And indeed, that one will pop, unfortunate. Enjoy Michonne. Go for the slipstream. Gets it. Into a teleport. Quick vault opportunity. Doesn't go for it. Goes to the pallet instead. Oh, and they play well. Do you even need the teleport here if you're Singularity? Yeah, because they're going to get to the pallet here. Crew drop. Good play. Doing exactly what they need to do here. Using overclock mode for these quick pallet kicks. But Michonne has had Singularity's number on some of these chases way over long. This one closed down. But not before a lot of strife on the part of Singularity. Hook there for it eventually. Big movement here. Big opportunity for Pop Goes a Weasel. Needs to keep the pressure on here. Maybe a bipod up here could be decent. Nope. Loses sight of Fung there. Where did they go? They double back. They ran right past Singularity. Possibly? Tough to say. Oh, and there goes a gen. He has been lost at sea in this game, Singularity. Just not been able to effectively pressure these gens. Got some important Pop Goes the Weasel kicks out there. It just hasn't mattered. Injury there. Hopefully on... Oh, gets caught on the lamppost. Tries to swing around, doesn't connect. Injury there. At the very least, it is no way out. Oh, how does that not connect? As they drop there. Vault and move around. Try and fake out. But that will not do anything. Okay, so it'll be the 4th hook for Singularity, but what already looked like a rather narrow path to qualification looks narrower still with this performance. And the role of Ghostface in playing spoiler looks like simplicity itself. Hang on just a second though, because you've got Fung Min here. And that will not be an injury. Look at the slipstream. Gets it. Breaks that pallet.
Out of my way.
Gets the kick there and the teleport once more. Heads all the way to the corner. Makes a lot of sense. Can you keep an eye on the gate panel? You might be thinking Slug here. Ooh, and hold on just seconds. You get ahead of them. You stop them from getting the gate. They get the EMP out there, but not all that important now. Okay, well, 2 dying states. They recover over here. No prizes for guessing who got the recovery. There they are. Full heal, injury on Leon. Shades of the Death Slinger match in Glenvale here. Really tough opening. But with some misplays, maybe a chance to turn it around. They get the heal over there, however. And just not quite able to get the vision you'd want on them. They do get the heal. Oh, and that's a horrible whiff that you just couldn't... You couldn't conceive of such a thing if you're Singularity. You need to take those hits. At least there's the injury there. There is the recovery. This team are just not letting Singularity have his way with this game state. Trying to get multiple dying states and pressure the game that way. The team aren't letting him. Heading back. Gotta go after Leon. As Leon plot twists. Oh, Leon plot twists. Using the biopods to see where Leon is. It's not going to work. And unless you get very lucky here, it's all over. Very likely to have gone to the periphery of the map if they're plot twisting. Maybe try and use that intel. But it looks for all the world like it's a done deal. Leon's up. And that's GG. 4 hook states. Four hook states is incredibly unlikely to get it done. And then there was one. Oh. GG. 4 hooks. It ends what's been a rather disappointing campaign for Singularity. And they're not out of it, but they need Ghostface to, for all intents and purposes, throw the game here. GG. Red Forest for Ghosty, 4 hooks to beat. Should be simplicity itself, but as we've seen, nothing is quite as simple as you might imagine for this customer. Maybe looking for a grab there, doesn't get it. And go back to the vault. Live to get away. Oh, is Dwight trying to take a hit? Yes, and does so. And then Rick taking a hit as well. Okay, well, a spread of injuries here, not too bad. However, if you Ghosty, you probably want a dying state as a priority, so going to go after the injured party here. As Rick takes a hit, okay. Well, that's good. Now Rick is a far better choice. Nice, just crouching, hoping that they don't burn the pallet, and when they did not, Ghosty there to punish. Good stuff, good opening. Good hook and a few injuries to boot. And Thrilling Tremors giving him the intel right over here. Get around the corner, stealth it up. Do they see Ghosty? Not immediately. Oh, they glanced. They definitely glanced. Dwight healed up, Yuri healed up. Looking for the exposed. Gets it. Goes to the blind here. Oh, they got the Champion of Light silliness going on. They don't use it well, and that will be the exposed hit through the pallet. Good play. Good play. So, 2 hooks. Footsteps behind? Ghosty really thought he could hear some footsteps behind there. Apparently not. There's a drop down there. We'll try and get as much stalk as possible. Gets them about 80, 90% of the way there. That's pretty good. Going back for the kick of the gen. Get some aura reading. There's Yui moving in. Get another stalk meter most of the way there. That's very good. That bodes well for Ghosty's future. And then going back to Rick over here. Got this gen, and then scratch marks heading this way. But they know Ghosty's in the vicinity, so they keep on running. A shame. Oh, there he is. The mark not too important here. Got a big drop. Still not been revealed as Ghostface, so exposed. They're calling it the worst hit take of all time. Or the best if you're Ghostface. And might still be able to get Rick in the dying state here. It'll be close. Okay, gets the pallet. Yep, fair enough, Rick. Going back for the pickup. There you go, and that's why you're 99 on the mark. Oh dear. They're calling it the second worst hit take of all time. Dwight. Is Rick going to be around for the pallet save? Dwight was thinking about it, doesn't go for it. Well, what a situation Ghosty finds himself in here. Third hook state. The path for Singularity becoming narrower and narrower as Rick not going to be able to do anything there. Goes to the blind, doesn't get it. Instead takes a dying state. Fourth hook for Ghosty. This makes it a tie between Singularity and Ghosty. That does not eliminate Singularity. Not technically, not mathematically, but this will. Trying to get the meter 90'd. There it is. As they just don't know when to quit. Dying state there. Rick, looking for this save. Gonna just go for the survivor who's not under a pallet. Why not? And if Ghosty can get this hook, Singularity is eliminated. And he will. GG. Another blind for some reason. You got Rick somewhere out there. 99 on the mark. Exposed around the corner. There he is. There's the exposed. Does he go for the window? Alright. Dwight has seen a video about Champion of Light and about how sick that perk is, and my god, he's trying within an inch of his life to make it happen. God bless him, it hasn't yet. Yunjin. Stay there. Okay. Get the hook here as well. It's all falling apart for this team. For all of their memes, they've not been able to do all that much of any real efficacy. Tremor's over here. Probably not going to find Rick before the exposed has passed. Nope, not quite. There's the unhook. Pallet drop here, presumably. Good stuff, Rick. The teabags really do need to be backed up by some kind of action. Instead, Rick is going to take dying states because they just can't find it in them to throw pallets. It is what it is. Good hook here. And what a send-off this is for Ghosty. A tough tournament for him, always just behind the 8 ball in terms of power levels. But doing some good stuff there. Pallet drop. Head back. They don't go for the unhook. Well, well, well. There's Dwight moving into the unhook. Then moves away. Okay, well, as it stands, Rick is going to be the victim of inaction. Dwight over there. Yunjin. Nope. Not going for the save. Dwight, we need some help here. Dwight moves in. Nope, moving away. Yunjin. No. Dwight. No. Yunjin. No. Dwight moving in. Goes for the save. Gets it. It'll be a trade. Nope. Okay. Dwight on hook. Okay, all eyes on Rick. There he is. And then there were the two memesters. Rick trying to make a break for the pallet. Could have dead hard. No. Can Dwight get a torch save? I'm giving you an opportunity. Make it happen. Alright. Hook for Rick, and that will be a hatch game for Dwight. And a very makeable hatch, actually. Ghosty hooks as far away as he possibly could from it. In fact, where is Hatch? Oh, sorry, where is Shaq? Completely lost the plot. Where's Shaq? Over in this corner? No? Well, Dwight's here anyway. GG. From the top rope, from the top rope, it's Ghosty. And that'll be a marvellous, marvellous 4K. Shaq is over there, okay. Good to know. GG. To the spreadsheet we go once again. Ghostface gets a stonking victory. Their first of the tournament, taking them to 40 hooks total, clawing back just some respectability. And in the end, leapfrogs Singularity, who has ended on an absolute stinker. Resort that group. Wraith currently holding top spot. We go now to Blight versus Onryo. Now, what are the playoff implications here? Because this one's pretty complex. If Onryo wins, but Blight gets 6 or more hooks, Onryo and Blight go through. So 6 hooks is the benchmark here for Blight. If Blight can get 6 hooks, he's through. Sedako needs the win here. Nothing else will suffice for Sedako. So there is a realm in which Blight loses but still qualifies. 6 hooks the total to beat for Blight. Alright. Good stuff. Swamp. Swamp for Blight. Trying to find people early. No gem movement there. It could be one of those where they spawn on main. Oh, and there's some aura reading. Why? Undying, presumably. Possibly object of obsession. It is Laurie Strode after all. Scratch marks here go nowhere. Okay, nothing more that can be done there. Just going to try and find Laurie, who was running vaguely in this direction. Running from here as well, so presumably there could be movement up on main. Indeed there is. Movement in the middle as well. Probably a better opportunity for Blight here. Again, you're more interested in keeping, and theoretically, a better chance of an injury in taking the chase away from main, which can be so ruinous, as we've seen time and time again. Just got lost in the weeds with those scratch marks. And Laurie's acquired so much distance there. Tough start for Blight. With every passing second, the 6-hook total becomes less and less of a given. As Laurie definitely does have object of obsession there. That's scary. They'll get the pallet, they'll drop that. And away they go. Gotta head elsewhere. Gem movement here. That will be Yuri. Who gets away. There's Laurie again. And they'll have another pallet. They don't drop it. That is very bold, but very good from Laurie. Note to self, if you're Blight, keep away from Laurie. Bad things happen if you take that chase. Good things happen, maybe, if you take this chase. Bit of an unforced error there from Yuri. Drops down, barring bounce landing. That will be a dying state. Ooh, almost swung a bit too early there. So a much-needed hook after a very lengthy opening chase and opening patrol. Gonna go for basement. Just worked out that way. It's 2 gens pop. Go for the back hook. Maybe a bit risky. Didn't have a lot of time. Remember, Blight is going for a full totem build here, so there are things that could hopefully bring this back later on, but it clearly is not the start he was looking for. And that will not connect either. And Dwight books it, gets out of there. And it's that which he did not want, the main building chase. Looking for the injury, not going to happen. Gets a window again, does Blight. Bloodlust 1 for... sorry, does Dwight. Bloodlust 1 for Blight, and... things are looking grim. Ooh, well played from Dwight there. Just confusing Blight with that move, and this is absolutely awful for Blight. What's he doing? He's running a tile that he really should not be running. Not using his power at all here. No pallet burn from Dwight. He's got to leave. He's got to leave. Well, this is not what you expected coming into this. But Blight, he appears to have met his match. There goes Jonathan Byers. Maybe Jonathan Byers is a bit of an easier chase. Desperately searching for easy chases here, Blight, and he's not found it yet. Look for the rush. Should be able to get it here. No, not quite. And that's right, that pallet was never burnt. Laurie ran straight through it. So Jonathan gets away. There are no easy chases here for Blight. It is pick your poison stuff. That was decent. Finally using the rush to some effective ends. Blood Favor blocking the pallet. And that could be the dying state here. It will be. But 2 gens remain. Laurie moving in. Right, well. You can sense the urgency with which Blight is moving through the map here. 6 hooks, still very obtainable. Remember, you've got some of these really high impact perks. If you can get Devour Hope popping, that could go some way to improving his fortunes. It's really being countered easily by Dwight here. The slow vault just throwing Blight off. Then the quick vault, not doubling back. Okay, so it will be an injury, which constitutes something of a win against this customer. Blood favor there. Trying to push Blight, trying to push Dwight, sorry, back to the pallet. And just so confused by everything that's going on here. Pivots to this gen to Laurie. Another gamer who's been so confident against him. Gets the pallet. Don't burn that one. Dramaturgy could be exposed, maybe? No. No such luck for Blight. Oh my word, it is absolutely atrocious. It is a disaster. It's one of the worst games seen in the World Cup, and when Blight could least afford it. Going after Jonathan. Gets the injury. Jonathan, the only survivor who's even given Blight a glimmer of hope here. Very funny misspeak, by the way. Slight is right, because he has a very slight chance of making the playoffs with a performance like this. Injury there. Yuri on the gate. Good injury there. Some slugs could be necessary here. 6 hooks could not feel like a more distant proposition right now. Oh, it's a great dead hard. And again, when Blight could least afford such a dead hard. Everything going wrong for him right now. Turning the corner, looking for an injury here. Gets it. Oh my word, he gets it. But he's just got no time. He's got to head back to Jonathan. The gate's open. He's being pressured all over the place right now. Can you deny the recovery from the dying state? Dwight's healed up. It's a different gate that's open. That's huge. Oh god, but where's Jonathan gone? Here he is. Okay. So getting the hook on Jonathan. Oof, there's someone near this hook. One Sabo could be absolutely ruinous as Yuri gets picked up. It's a shame, it is what it is. You can't really allow this gate to be opened. Powerless to stop it right now as Dwight just evades the hit. Where's the other gate? All the way over there. Not a bad chase to be taking right now. With Dwight. However, with the team how they are, and with the hatch where it will be, you wouldn't be surprised if there was some level of coordination here. That is an absolutely absurd play from Dwight, knowing that Blight was going to commit to the rush. Running back the other way through the pallet. You keep the pallet up, you avoid the injury, and you are running headlong towards the gate. Blight has been outwitted, outclassed, and outmaneuvered at every turn, and he needs to pull something out of the bag now, otherwise it's all over for him. Swing and a miss there. Dwight's away. Laurie's away. Jonathan Byers on the line. Needs something. Nothing. Nothing's going to go his way. 3 hooks. Dismal. Dismal. Pathetic from the Blight. Back to a drawing board. With a performance like that, you won't be sniffing the round of 16. And the door is wide open for Onryo. 4 hooks, and she's through. 1, 2, or 3 hooks, Blight is through. Is there a situation where Wraith is eliminated? Wraith is through. With that dismal performance, Wraith is confirmed through to the playoffs. Onryo, 3 hooks to beat. 4 hooks or more, and she is through to the round of 16. They're calling it the easiest qualification scenario of all time. But, as we've seen from that Blight game, nothing is guaranteed in the DBD World Cup. She still needs to get a good performance out there. And trying to keep on this survivor. Goes the wrong way. Scratch mark. No, maybe goes the right way. The scratch marks are very confusing. So it's a pallet stun into the blind. They don't quite get the blind. And how about like a teleport into the speed boost? The teleport animation just takes a bit longer than you might hope if you're Sedako. Might still get an injury here. It's a good fake out. Alright, well, if Blight is going to have a chance at qualification, it is the kind of start that you would hope to be seeing. Sedako's been beaten comprehensively by Jake and has to move elsewhere. There goes a gen. Could this be the worst matchup of all time? It's not the start they wanted. Still early days. Okay. A strange zigzag line from Meg there. Hoping to catch them sleeping, hesitating. They flee the tile entirely. Pallet here. Oh. Good play on that pallet, and they'll keep on moving. It's a very confident loops here from the team. However, this one will come to a close. And barring a pallet save, it will be the first hook. 1/4 of the way there is Sedako. I'm going to go for a pain res for good measure. Any advantage could be enough to send her to the round of 16. Hook there. Oh, the timing on the gem, so nasty. As there goes Daryl. And theoretically, when only 4 hooks are required, taking whatever chase is available is not a bad call. Daryl might go for the window, doesn't. Daryl going for the blind there in spite of the screaming. Goes to the blind through the window, gets it. Blocking off the window, maybe forcing the pallet burn. Just got a bit disoriented there. That's the window. Window's gone. So sticking on Daryl will mean that at least a pallet burns. No, they're not going to drop it. Bloodlust 2, that'll be your injury. And if you Sedako again, not a bad strategy. You can afford these kind of Bloodlust 2 chases when you do only have to get 4 hooks. The thing you can't do is you can't let them leave the chase. Doesn't really matter how long you commit to a chase, as long as you're not giving away a 5-gen chase. You're kind of laughing. So, dying state there. I know. Halfway to the promised land of 4 hooks. Teleporting over here. Gem movement. And again, if you can find a chase and take a chase, you're loving life, and it'll be Jake. No, it won't. It'll be Ace. And don't get it twisted, these are bad chases for Sedako. Taking way too long, and it's a 2-gen game. But the total that's being asked of her is so manageable that she's still not too worried and not moving away from this game plan. However, if Ace is able to buy enough time to get another gen out there, maybe she begins to sweat it a little bit more. Maybe at this stage she could even resort to something like hook camping. Seems weird to say, but it could be on her mind. A good chase there. Three hooks, and there is the tie, which does not eliminate Blight, but 1 away. 1 away now from the playoffs. There's Daryl somewhere. Scratch marks. And the chase up ahead. 2 survivors here. Jake clicking. There's the finesse play. Doesn't go for the blind. Moves around this side. Looking for any way to obtain an injury. This surely will be a pallet burn. Yeah. Into the blind. Alright. Okay, eventually Sedako is given the gift of sight. So fake out the window. There will be an injury. Teleport up ahead could be good. Gonna give that a go. Vault there from Jake. Good counter. How about teleporting up ahead, trying to meet him as he heads this way? Ooh, Jake! Taking a dying state there. And may have handed, unless there's a pallet save. Ooh, Daryl moving in, hold on. May have handed Sedako the keys to the kingdom. If she can get Daryl on this hook, she's through to the round of 16. And there she is, well done. A tough game, another tough game. But again, all she needed was something that wasn't quite as disastrous as Blight. And though it was close, she has jumped over the hurdle and takes her place in the playoffs. Blight eliminated. Wraith also through with that. I think it'll be Sedako as winner of the group. Wraith in runner-up position. Game not over either. 4 injuries now. Perhaps a bit of a survivor throw. They were looking so dominant. Maybe got a bit cocky with it. There's a dying state. Not over yet, and there's still hook stages to play for. Still prize to play for. You want to take some good momentum into the playoffs. Jet movement there, an injured party fleeing the scene. Trying to teleport ahead of them to Shack. And does so. So Daryl's here. Ace is here as well. It's gone around the other side of Shack. Hey, good move from Sedako. Could be dead hard. There it is. Well played. Daryl does have a torch, but tough to see him finding an angle. And that'll be 6 hooks. So, not merely getting the win here, actually clawing out a somewhat respectable total. Really could be exposed for Daryl here. That was dramaturgy. It wasn't a scream. Didn't look like double haste. That, to me, looks like exposed. And the way that Jake is running interference implies that it really could be. And that will be at least a dying state on Jake. Force Daryl to vault. Ooh. Shouldn't be an angle here for the save. Should be body blocking it from this side. There's the injury. Well, 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 look at that. What a fight back from Sedako. It looks really, really rough for a very long time. But all of a sudden, 3 survivors on death hook. Jake on hook. Lots to like about this. What a comeback it could be. Presumably some Shack Gen movement. There is a little bit, there is a little bit. So what side does this survivor go? Around the other side, it looks like. Okay, gonna head back over here. Put some pressure on the unhook, on the heel. Jake really wants the aggro here, and of course they would, being the only non-death hook survivor. Sedako really can't become embroiled in such a thing. Michaela vaults. Door break hit. That's not Michaela, that's Daryl. Not to speak the obvious. Well then that means that Meg must be the only person moving a gen who must have been over here, but they've not stopped it regressing. Full condemnation on Daryl Dixon. Yeah, quite right. Okay. Well, all of a sudden, big opportunity here. They're going to go for the TV. It's a bad play. It stops the Mori, but you're dead on hook anyway. Should have gone for the vault. A bit of a misplay from Daryl. That'll be a 3 survivor situation. All of a sudden, you're thinking about ways to close this game out. No gem movement upstairs is so fantastic for Sedako. Movement here. Ooh, are they going to be able to finish this gen off? No, they're not. They're not going to try. It's not moving as much as you might imagine. Back to Meg. Gets the window. You'd love the TV up ahead, but alas. No chance there. Injured party. Jake on the left. Okay. Certainly would want the aggro, but again, it's not the play for Sedako to be making. Meg Deathhook went this way. Up on the hill? Was that? Or was that the crow? Could have been the crow. Running back in. If that TV turned back on, that could be massive. When will it? Says Call of Brine. Stipstick. Blocking the window. Nice. Did well there. Did well to not get fooled. Not get fooled by the Stipstick. Waiting it out, taking the hit. Dying state, 2 survival situation. Gem pops. Gem pops. Gates open. Where are the gates? One over there, one over there. Check on this one. No movement. Okay. Then over here. Just keep the game ahead of you. If you're Sedako, make sure you're not giving anything away here. Always a chance that Jake is close to condemnation too, so these teleports have some importance, as there's Jake is condemned. What a play this could be. No way out, 4 stacks. They're not going to be able to get the gates immediately. There's Jake, might have given away a condemnation, Maury. House is not that important here. Goes to the window, it's all over for Jake. Oh, Dead Hard is unbelievable there. Sedako had the dollar signs in her eyes, didn't do the due diligence of waiting out Dead Hard, so the Maury waits another moment. They'll get the pallet here. Oh, that's greedy. That's greedy. The inexorable stare, and with time still to stop the gates, Ace might be pivoting to Shaq. Sedako's got the teleport. Has to teleport. Hatch is here. Is Ace Visconti? No. And No Way Out has only just passed. Huge stuff for Sedako. Checking on this gate. No auras over here. Getting to the other one. No lights there. Teleporting here as well. I think Ace maybe just turned in a tape. Possibly. Oh, the corn just hiding the lights. Just doing enough to stymie the patrol. Is there... Oh, maybe no lights there. Really tough to see. What an awful patrol this is. Just making sure. No lights there. Okay. These TV's taking an absolute age to come back. There's one back there. Okay, so Sedako going to take the full patrol back here. Hoping for no lights. There is a light. The noise. It could be all over. It is. Still. What a fight back from Sedako. 11 hooks considering how the early game went. Gotta be happy with that. And it more than does enough to secure the round of 16. Slate, sign my profile. No. GG well played. Club next. You were right. I don't do that after games I enjoyed. Onryo gets the 11 hook stages. And gets the win. Blight suffers a dismal, terrible loss. Which knocks him out of contention. Okay, as we sort by points and hooks both descending, Blight is eliminated. One of the worst games of all time for Blight there. Onryo is through. Let's populate the table here. So the winner of Group G, and a bit of a surprise, it's Onryo. Wraith goes through in second place. So we have a ghostly matchup between Spirit and Wraith, and we also have Onryo versus Huntress. Okay. The only thing left to confirm is Who will be the final killer making around the 16? Everyone has a chance. Dark Lord, Xenomorph, Dredge, Skull Merchant. It's all to be decided here. We start with Crassu versus Skull Merchant. Okay, so Crassu, who is already through, but could secure the win of Group H with a victory here. Skull Merchant is hoping that there is a break in the Crassu's armor, that they are fallible, and that they can somehow eke out the win. The win is what they need, of course, to remain at all relevant here. Vegetation into the M1. Just wrong place, wrong time for Sable. And that is what the Crassu does time after time. So, opening hook. Opening hook. Hook, pretty quick stuff from the Crassu. It's what we've come to expect from her in this tournament. Could have used a headlong flight for a quicker patrol there. Hasn't been playing too efficiently, to be honest with you, Crassu. But she's done enough time and time again, and we're seeing it there. Okay, so no one on this gem. Gonna get the kick with Pop Goes a Weasel. Maybe waiting around this tile. Intriguing. Very intriguing. Okay, gonna go head form. Get some flight out there. No gem movement upstairs? Gem movement here, okay. Good connection, and the M1. It's patently absurd how effective she can be with that 1-2 combo. No pallet here. Pallet here, but... oh, it is going to be enough. Never mind. Not able to slip past the car in a way that she would have liked. Goes after Sable and Dwight on the gen there. Oh, good dodge from Sable. That won't connect either. Goes for the M1. Okay, so is that Dwight trying to take some aggro there? Makes a lot of sense. Sable has been on hook already. That was Maria. Okay, Maria, who is still head formable, still injured. Won't be for long. Goes to the pallet. Doesn't. Well played. And time is running out for Crassu. Needs to get a head form hit. Needs to get it soon. And will not. Not quite able to slide past. Could be the effect of some of the nerfs that we've been seeing. Not quite able to get some of the hits that she was previously. That does not connect. Doesn't hit the wall. They do not burn that pallet. They vault here, barring live. That will not be too much of an issue. Just for good measure, going to get the leeched out there, get a head form. Alright, maybe it is a different era for the Crassu here. Not getting some of the hits to which she has become accustomed up to now. There eventually is a dying state. Going for the flashbang. Not quite going to make it happen. Tough to make this kind of plays with head form. You've got third person view, you've got just so much more time to react, it feels like. Could be anecdotal, I don't know. Right, into body form. There's a gem pops behind the house here. It is not looking like a world-beating effort from Crassu here. This is not the killer we've been seeing up to this point. They look beatable. And they could be about to put up a score that the Skull Merchant can surpass, which is exactly what they would be hoping for. And Sean going to take some aggro here. Leech into the M1. Into head form. Do they even get a pallet with that? They do. That'll be a drop. Okay. Doesn't really work. Crassu has ample time to respond to something like that. Good idea. Oh, never mind. Conviction already? Into Soul Guard, presumably. Alright. I mean, slugged for just the amount of time necessary to kick a pallet, but apparently that's enough. Moving there, moving around. Finding a way to drop down here. There's your dying state, okay. So, certainly did buy some time with that. Good job. And if there's anything else that was maybe speeding up the recovery there, Unbreakable. There's no boon that we're aware of. And there goes a couple of gens from it. Dwight is not leeched. So nothing that can be done in that regard. Oof, I'm just missing these regurgitations. That one will not miss. Mogval. Bit of a fortunate hit there, to be honest. For the Crassu. The flight. And looking for a quick dying state here. And gets it. So another hook over here. But one gen left. Crassu looking very vulnerable here. Skull Merchant may well have an opportunity. Someone's plot twisting. And you get a couple of bits for a reading. There's someone up top here. You're hoping. Hold on. There was the noise of the leech being removed. And it was somewhere over here. Oh. Oh, how unlucky. How unlucky that was. No matter. The leech form connects. The head form in play. Getting right on them and dying state there. Very, very close to being a pickup out of Plot Twist, which would have been a very efficient play, which would have helped Crassu a great deal. Doesn't happen. Gem movement down there. A little bit of movement up here. Worth a look. Okay. Gotta be body form here, this survivor. Unleashed. Oh! There's Dwight. Right back to head form. Very good stuff. Exactly what the Crassu needed. Another hook. Is she gaining tempo and momentum at the right time? Possibly. Just wanted to check on the upstairs gen over there. No movement. Back to body form. Okay. Big gen moving up here, actually. They've done well to move this along. They were going over this way, but the scratch marks just suddenly end. Confusing. Okay, it's Maria. I think it's Maria. No, Sable is over here. Has the fungus in their possession. Should be an opportunity for regurgitation here. Yep. And into the M1. It'll be close. It'll be very close. Gets it. Such a huge play. Vault there. They move around. Do they preemptively vault? They do. Very, very close there. And honestly, Crassu might have to kick. It does. Out there. And they just make the decision to burn it, and it was a good decision. When they get away, and there goes Jen. Finds another pallet there. Oh, and they did use the fungus, so Crassu's got to go body form. This could be a game-losing chase right now. It's looking really, really bad. Sable's doing great work. Maria moving in. Connects. M1 connects as well. Okay, all of a sudden you might have a better thing going right now. And Sable, honestly, might not have needed the help. Crassu just wanted a hook and might have found it. Does. But things are looking grim. And they'll look grimmer still if this team does not make some mistakes in the endgame. Gate movement over there. And it opens. And Dwight is going to say, see you later. I'm not dealing with that. And indeed, why not? Is there anything more that can be done? You need the team to make mistakes. You need them to play aggressively. As it stands, if this does go through, it'll be 8 hook total. Chance for regurgitation there. Trying an absolute moonshot to try and get a hit there. Fog Vial. That does something, I suppose. Okay, here's the save. Nice. That interrupts, that's huge. So Michonne will go on hook. But that'll be a death hook. That's not what you need. You need another dying state here. So you need to get ahead of Maria. And you will be able to. Dwight could do some good stuff with body blocks, but he's not going to. He's not going to. And live! Does that get him out? Dwight says, see ya! Dwight says, I'm having no part in that. And he's out of it. Out of it. Will be death hook here. Maria gets out. Conviction, of course. And Sable follows. So it is, in the end, just 8 hooks for the Crassu. Skull Merchant, who has 8 hook stages to beat. To remain competitive, she needs the win. So she needs 9, and really, ideally, needs 12 to give herself the best possible chance. Here we go. On Topa Landing. Not a bad map for her. Insofar as any map can be said to be good for Skull Merchant, she's in a rather weak position, and has been for some time. Has the undetectability from the drones here. We'll be trying to use that to maybe get some plays. If they're not paying attention, could be a grab here. Nope. That's just paying attention. Still, an injury. Drone out there. And they'll get the window. But it should be a dying state. Oh, it won't be. Not quite. It had the pallet there. Unexpectedly had the pallet there. Drone out. And a very fortunate dying state there, has to be said. Bring the volume down. Good lord. Okay. Honestly, maybe he could have gone for the hit on Felix. Bit of a freebie there. Nonetheless. Well, hang on just a second. Well, hang on just a moment. Okay, so what that must have been was the injury from the drone, the speed boost from that, paired with the animation of trying to disable the drone. Looked very strange, but I think it is explicable. Needless to say, we'll be keeping an eye on Felix here. Very peculiar. Plot twist here, that'll be countered. Could be DS. Nope. And the hook over here. Good start from Skull Merchant. No radar intel, no one currently claw trapped. There is gem movement upstairs. There's the unhook, there's Daryl. Will be an injury. Just vaulting after him here. Good opportunity for Skull Merchant to keep the pressure up. There's Daryl. Goes all the way around. Oh, hang on, that's not Daryl. That's not Daryl at all, that's Felix. Drops a pallet. Doesn't vault. Could be dead hard. Very likely to be dead hard. Isn't dead hard. And Airstream is plot twisted again on Death Hook. That's risky. They've been found once before. Roughly around this area. If you're going to plot twist, you're probably going to be peripheral in doing so. Well worth checking. well worth the time investment here, and they're up, unfortunately. It's not Airstream, by the way, sorry, it's Bearma. I get my bards mixed up routinely. Okay, so great start this from Skull Merchant. I mean, how obscene a game state is this for her? Already halfway to that 8 hook total. But she needs more besides. Her situation is such that you'd be looking for the 4K here. Okay, as there is a couple of ults from Daryl. Pleased to see him here. And they'll get a window. Rather annoying wall situation Skull Merchant finds herself in. So they maybe panic and vote early. They don't. Well played. Maybe the radar could be useful here. Yeah, very good. Alright, so a gen pops, but another hook for Skull Merchant, her 5th. And 5 hook states for 1 gen. You take that trade every day of the week. So there's big movement in Shack. Felix, sprint burst there. Looking to get a drone out there, does. There's your injury. Oh, and they've put themselves in a really rough spot now. No exhaustion perks to fall back on. They've used Sprint Burst. Looking for a towel. They'll find a window, but that's it. No dead hard again because Sprint Burst. So swing. Oh, and they get the pallet. They get the pallet. What a shame. Oh, well done from Skull Merchant. Kind of instinctively trying to follow the noises. And in spite of the blindness, they get the dying state. Very good surge on that gen is pretty big as well. Well done, and that's a 3 survivor situation. 6 hooks already, and the victory all but in the bag right now. So we'll find the pallet. Get the drone out there. Can't get the drone out there. Too many drones nearby to put another drone out there. Nonetheless, there's the injury. Going upstairs, wow. That's risky. As they'll vault. No bounce landing. There's dying state. A gen does pop, however. 3 gen game. There's Daryl. And there's Bearma. Probably prioritising the chase with Bearma here. As they, for some reason, don't get hit by the drone, which seems surprising to me. They will now. Maybe could have used the drone a bit more aggressively to secure the injury that way. Would have been a fun way of utilising the build. Instead, Skull Merchant's kind of enforcing this a little bit. But hey, if it works, then why change things up, you know? As they vault, and then vault back. Oh, good little fake out there. Well done. Didn't panic. They didn't panic at all. And they'll get a pallet hit. Do they go through immediately? Unfortunate. Okay, there we go. So that'd be 2 survivor situation. The unhook over here. Bit of a delayed unhook. No, hang on. The unhook was far, far sooner. I was confused. That was Surge that we were hearing there. There's Daryl. Okay, and in a situation like this, you just gotta find your chase, keep on the chase, and don't let them flee. As Fungmin heals up. Okay. The vault there. Do they double back? They do. And they'll get to the pallet with that. If they want it, which they do not. Well, this will be shut down. Now. Guessing that they're going to double back. They do not. Okay, well that's exactly what Skull Merchant didn't want to do. Tried to get a bit too cute with it. Thankfully, Thwack is there to save the day. Heading back to Shack. Going for the window. Oh, fakes it out, but was never on the right line there. So pretty easily diagnosable. And there's the dying state. So... just a matter of finding Fung at this stage. A thwack pallet kick could be good. Unfortunately, there's no doors to kick, and don't recall there being any dropped pallets that have not already been kicked. Ooh, as there they are! Knowing as they do that the hatch will be on Shack. Up they're going inside Shack. They don't know it'll actually spawn on this side. So, Skull Merchant shuts the hatch. Looking for Fung. Looking for the chase. Theoretically could have a key. Oh, there's a light. And that should be GG. And there it is. Oh, no Ed, of course. No Ed makes that very simple indeed. Wow. So there is the 4K, the 12 hook stages. Skull Merchant gets a required win. Puts on a total of 43 hook stages. Crassu suffers her first loss of the tournament. Re-sort the group and see what that means for this final matchup. So, Skull Merchant currently has second place. That means that the Dark Lord has been eliminated. Whoopsie daisy. Has been eliminated. The Dark Lord cannot qualify. He has been put out of contention. Big upset there for the Dark Lord. Now, if this is a tie between the Xenomorph and the Dredge, Skull Merchant is through. If Xenomorph wins, Xenomorph is through. If Dredge wins, Dredge is through. There we go. That's nice and simple. We love some simple mathematics. Tie, Skull Merchant is through. Xenomorph win, Xenomorph's through. Dredge win, Dredge is through. The stakes could not be any higher. Xenomorph is in suffocation pit. A win is what's required here. And she's going to get in the tunnels immediately. Listening out for footsteps or gem movement. Hearing a bit here as she emerges. And there they are. Oof, bit of an unfortunate place to emerge maybe, but Sheffer was just stopping, walking, waiting, watching, anticipating, and it'll be a dying state. It'll be a dying state, it'll be a reasonably quick hook there, and it'll be a very good start for the Xenomorph. There was someone back here. There they are. That'll be Dwight. That'll be an M1. Gets a tail attack back at a very, very good time. Could be a pre-drop here. There'll be another injury. What a start. What a statement of intent from Xenomorph here. Does have a hook. And she's going to take it. Could have slugged, maybe, to get Pop Goes Weasel out. Maybe put pressure on whoever was going in for the unhook. Chooses not to. Chooses to simply take the hooks that she's earned. Then moving back. Heel beneath the hook. Very risky. Ooh, Resurgence makes a lot of sense there. There's Ada. And there's Tail Attack. And there's another dying state for Xenomorph. This is absolutely astonishing. Oh, they do get the gem. There'll be another injury. All these Tail Attacks are connecting. All of them finding homes here. Drop. Oh my god, this Xenomorph can't be stopped. And there's the unhook. And just like that, is she going for a slug? Oh my lord. M1 on Sheva. Takes the injury, but doesn't want to give up on these hooks. As Blight plot twists. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, because Dwight has plot twisted. Blight has not plot twisted. That in itself would be a plot twist. Can't be too far away from here. If you had a locker. The hell of it is, if you had a locker, you could maybe find him. There he is. Not letting anything get past the Xenomorph here. And that will be a 4th hook. With only 1 gen complete and a ninja party in the area. Healing going on off to the left. Sheva moves in for the unhook. It'll be... not a trade, not immediately, but it will now. Sounded like breakdown on that hook. Indeed it was, thankfully for Xenomorph. Just an embarrassment of riches with regards to hooks here. But she has hit the ground running. This is extraordinary from the Xenomorph. And Ada might be giving up here. Gem movement there. Confirming that there's no DS, no endurance, none of that. That conspicuous action giving Xenomorph the green light to go for the hit. Second hook state for Ada. It might be one of the more dominant performances we've ever seen. And Dwight is trying for plot twist again. And may have just given up the dying state, the death hook. Sheva runs into a wall. As Dwight is right here. And Dwight has successfully napped his way into 2 consecutive hooks and bids the team farewell. There's the unhook off to the left. Sheva going on a hook now. This is truly outrageous stuff. We haven't seen anything like this in a very, very, very long time. As that's a 2 survivor game. And if you're Xenomorph now, you might be prioritizing chasing Jill, looking ahead to a potential hatch situation here. As the M2 connects. And just needs the M1 here, gets it. Okay, and Ada flees the scene. Was considering the slug for the 4K there. Doesn't do so, takes the hook. Wants to keep Ada in sight right now. Maybe the best way of going about that. Searching for footsteps. Okay. Well, there's a very quick unhook. Endurance hit there. An injury on Ada now could save a lot of heartache down the road. Then going back to Jill. Again, you want as much time as possible to deny Ada this hatch. So, hooking Jill once again. And there's Ada. And it might be all over. It will be. GG. And with that, very unfortunate for Dredge fans. Assuming that Xenomorph gets this hook, Dredge is eliminated. What a shame, what a shame, what a shame. Dredge on the Garden of Joy. Again, Dredge eliminated here. The only question now, who will be going through, Xenomorph or Skull Merchant? If Dredge gets a 4K here, it'll be Skull Merchant going through. Anything less, and Xenomorph will be in the round of 16. Would be quite a surprise were Skull Merchant to make it through. No doubt about it. Xenomorph conventionally a much stronger killer. Okay, should be forcing a pallet burn here. Yep. You don't mind a pallet. You don't mind Shack pallet going this early. However, However, you would much prefer a dying state here, and I think Dredge is about to get it. It'll be close. Oh, no dying state there? Okay, go ahead away. Tough start for Dredge. Very tough start for Dredge. Needed that hit. Doesn't get it. Has to move elsewhere, and there is gem movement here. And there's Jeff movement here. Remnant down. Jeff going around. Ooh, pretty nicely countered there. And that's going to be just a miss on the window. Jeff gets it, moves around, and Dredge in a tough spot now. Okay, good use of Remnant there. Jeff takes a little bit of a wide line. A bit circuitous there. Does this do anything? It does, it does. Well played by Dredge. Jeff will not quite get the pallet, but 2 gens do pop, unfortunately. So we're already seeing it's a much different game to that which Xenomorph had. And there was someone here, apparently. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. It was Adam. There for the pallet save of Jeff. Remnant down. Jeff not worried about that. They dispel it. Dredge is up against some stiff opposition here. And needs the hook as quickly as possible, but isn't going to be able to get it while Adam's around. Aha! But runs into a fence. Could be a big opportunity here for Dredge. Slug here, obviously thought about by the survivors. Not what he ideally would be doing. As they get a gen and they pick Jeff up. You really, I mean, this is the tough luck aspect of the World Cup. You couldn't have more diametrically opposed teams than that which we've seen between the Xenomorph and the Dredge. Dredge gets the first hook. Endurance there, somehow from the, not entirely sure how. Could be Styptic, could be a lot of things. Oh, so we're hanging around, and that could be an unforced error. It will be. Another dying state, another hook. As regretfully, the headset continues to conk out. I might have to chuck it. I really might. I don't know what's going on with it. Off to the right. As not quite an injury for Jeff, unfortunate. Running it down there. Returning to it. Good play from Dredge. Gets the injury. Although, is a dying state and a hook of Jeff really even all that important for Dredge right now? Dissolution should be active. Jeff knows that, so doesn't go for the pallet. Wise from Jeff. That does mean it will be a dying state. Gets the hook. Up. In the house. So there is big movement here. No one around. And there you go. Deliverance. Deliverance for Jeff. Yet another situation in which you've really got to be choosy about who you go after as killer. When you've got 2 people who have a hook, 2 gens left. And then you've got Jeff. Why would you go after Jeff when they could have Deliverance? This is a chase you have to close down. Near Burnt Shack pallet already. Just going to try and get ahead of them. They do unfortunately have a pallet back here, so I'll just push them to a different tile. Yep, and they find it. Could be a drop there. Will be. Big opportunity for Dredge. Oh, real 50-50 on whether he gets this. Oh, and it's a dead hard from Nia Coulson. What a damn shame. Pushed him away from Shack. But there just are no easy answers for Dredge. It's got no gem regression aside from Surge. It needs to go for these dying states. But while doing that, the last 2 gen spot. What a nightmarish game. And things are looking very, very good for Xenomorph right now. And that does not connect. There's nowhere else to go. Injured parties abound. There is still one thing, one possible twist in the tail, however. And that's the presence of Blood Warden. If they open a gate prematurely, Blood Warden could do some very, very good stuff as they do vault. Yuri from above. And as they pivotal right, why not get the injury? Doesn't matter who you hook here. If you dredge, doesn't matter who you get in a dying state. You just need someone for whom the team may display some altruism. And that's what you're going to get right here. Eventually. You're hoping that the team get antsy and they open the gate prematurely. This is actually a situation in which 99 in the gate is a bit rubbish for the Dredge, because this is all time in which the endgame timer could be moving down, but the team, maybe possibly fearing Blood Warden, are not opening the gate. As they should be thinking about it now. Gates open. Huge, huge, huge opportunity. Here's Jeff running interference on that side. Yui runs back to the building. So Dredge needs to get that timer ticking down as much as possible. Once the endgame timer moving down, here's the thing. The issue is the team probably know exactly what Dredge wants from this. And they may well start leaving soon. Injury there. You could pivot to Adam. Jeff taking a hit. And they won't be able to fully take the hit here, so Adam runs back. Injury there. Time is still moving. The moment people start leaving is the moment that Dredge is in a tough position. But until that point, Dredge has a shot. So important that Dredge got the injury on Jeff. Dying state there. Dead health would have been ruinous. If Dredge can get this hook before anyone leaves, there's a chance. Does anyone leave? No one leaves! The Blight's gonna get the unhook! If they get the unhook quickly enough. Oh, they're not! Oh, they're not. They know. They know, they understand. They understand what's going on. They know it's Blood Warden. Adam's moving back. Does Adam get antsy and get the unhook at any point? Oh, they're aware. They're aware. Okay, so Dredge has to do work by the other means. Has to get this dying state, get another hook. So desperately irritating. It was a perfect Blood Warden situation, but they knew what was going on, and they knew what they had to do. Delay the unhook to prolong the endgame timer. Gets another hook here. There's the unhook. And there is like a really perfect amount of time left for them. And that'll be someone leaving. So it is all over for the Dredge, and it's all over for the Skull Merchant. Why was the delayed unhook so important? Because when someone's on hook, the endgame timer moves at half the speed. When you get Blood Warden that late, you're hoping that the endgame timer goes before Blood Warden passes, so they literally have no chance to leave. But the team knew exactly what was going on. Just again, tough luck that you get that team. Xenomorph gets the win. I didn't even see how many hook stages. It really doesn't matter all that much, but if anyone does know, let me know. For now, I'm going to guess that it was 7. So, Xenomorph gets the win. And it's a win, 6, thank you, for that not only propels them into the playoffs, but also propels them as winner of Group H. Dredge, its 3rd loss of the campaign. Tough luck there. Tough luck. So, with that, our round of 16 is finalized. The winner of Group H is the Xenomorph. All the way down there, they'll be taking on Freddy in the final round of 16 game. The first matchup will be Trickster versus Crassu. So there you go. Your round of 16 is finalized. The winner of Group A was Trickster, who takes on the runner-up in Group H, Crassu. The winner of Group B was Spirit, taking on the runner-up of Group G, who was Wraith. The winner of Group C was Myers, who takes on the runner-up in Group F, Houndmaster. Nurse, winning Group D, takes on Clown, who was runner-up in E. Demogorgon won Group E and takes on Trapper, the runner-up in Group D. Cenobite won Group F, will take on the Unknown, the runner-up in Group C. Onryo won Group G, takes on the Huntress, who was the second place in Group B. And Xenomorph will take on Freddy in the last round of 16 game.